drive to the airport had felt ordinary enough. Rain talk on the radio, the soft glow of the dashboard, and the tiny excitement of picking someone up. The sky was calm when I left the house. The stars still winked where I lived, like a promise. By the time I crossed the bridge, the world changed. I remember the first drops like they were thrown. A distant percussion that swelled into a sheet of water, one span of concrete, and everything on the other side had been swallowed by storm. The stars vanished. The air tasted metallic. It was as if the bridge was a seam between two weather systems, two moods. On my side, there had been celestial indifference. On the other, the rain announced itself with a violence that hated being ignored. The pickup itself was uneventful. The airport lit up and moist. We laughed about the weather on the way back, both of us watching the windshield as if it were a movie screen. I took the bridge again, without thinking, crossing from light into the dark. This time, the rain had spread. Headlights created white tunnels in the downpour. Gutters ran like small rivers. The freeway hummed with wipers and cautious drivers. A parade of cautious lights. Then, about 50 yards ahead, something on the road stopped everything else from registering. From a distance, it looked like a person lying in the lane, an impossible, terrible human shape. My stomach dropped. Reflex sharpened my vision into high-contrast scans, oxygen-starved detail, the curve of shoulders, the angle of legs. I slowed. Cars behind me sighed, brakes tapping their rhythm. Up close, the shape resolved into something both familiar and wrong. A mattress, a full-size mattress, sodden and heavy, laying like a pale, tired animal across the highway. I don't know which came first. The surge of relief that it wasn't a body, or the sudden, ridiculous horror that it might be worse. Who leaves a mattress on a freeway? Who would do such a thing in the rain, in the dark, with traffic and speed and death only inches away? I eased the car to the shoulder and killed the engine as if sound itself might be guilty. Rain tattooed the roof. My passenger and I climbed out, the air cold and smelling of ozone and wet asphalt. Our footsteps made no sound on the damp shoulder. We moved toward the mattress, the two of us small and ridiculous, like children drawn to spectacle. We could not leave alone. Up close, the mattress was heavy with water. It shifted when I reached for the corner, the fabric whispering. Something inside rolled. My breath halted. The mattress was not empty. A muffled cough escaped it. A human sound, thin and terrified, and a hand, pale and trembling, jabbed out from beneath the cover. For a second, the world narrowed to that hand, the impossible reality of flesh and fight. In the middle of the freeway, behind us, a car horn sounded, sharp and stricken. In the reflection of the wet road, a shadow detached itself from the median and came toward us. Tall, deliberate, a silhouette without hurry. We shouldn't have been there. We had no plan. The rain kept falling. A curtain between decisions. I reached for the mattress again, for the person, for an explanation that didn't exist. The hand tightened, as if holding on to something: hope, fear, or the last shreds of a life. The silhouette stopped 10 feet away. It lifted one gloved hand, not in greeting. My passenger in the car whispered my name, and it sounded small against the storm. Behind the silhouette, another set of headlights swept past, and for a moment, the road behind us was a painting of panic and motion. I make a choice then, small, urgent, stupid, or brave, depending on what later told the story. I grab the top of the mattress and pull. The cover slips. A face blurs into sight. Eyes wide, mouth moving, but no sound finding it. The rain buries the world in white noise. The silhouette takes one step closer, and the hand that had held on to nothing at all opens to reveal a key, muddy, ordinary, attached to a house keychain. It was the kind of detail that offers no answers. We helped the person to their feet. They leaned against us and shivered, but they did not speak. The silhouette too, then 3 shadows now, watched without moving. We guided the mattress to the shoulder, to the grass, and in the wash of the storm, it looked suddenly absurd. A bed where no bed should be, a strange island on the highway. When we finally climbed back into the car and drove away, the radio was only static and rain. My hands trembled long after my foot left the accelerator. I glanced in the rearview once, needing a finality. The storm refused to give. On the bridge, as if the world wanted to remind me how thin its skin is, we crossed again. Stars prickled back at us from my side like an old truth. On the other side, where the mattress had been, the road was empty. There was no mattress, no shadow, no hand with a key, only wet asphalt, shining and very ordinary, and a faint set of tire tracks leading nowhere I could name.